Hi guys, I'm live. Um, I I've been experimenting with some stuff. Get that ring on very easily. Uh, with with my breathing and with what that makes me feel like musically. Um, and I become conscious of my breath is all. And sometimes I choose to hold it. Sometimes I choose to, after I hold it, to breathe more and then less and more, and I kind of play with it. And I noticed that I was listening to Led Zeppelin, which seemed to be really good for this kind of thing. And because of the breathing things I was doing, experiments in breathing, I tuned into the rhythm things that Led Zeppelin was doing that I never tuned into before. I just never did. I just heard the melody notes Jimmy Page was playing. I heard Robert Plant singing, but I never allowed, what are they doing rhythmically? And because breath is very rhythmic, it forced me to, or maybe I don't know, for some reason, I just realized some of the things they were doing rhythmically. And I had to do a video expressing it, which I just did, but it was more of a modal thing musically. But that's what Jimmy Page played, a lot of modal stuff. He wasn't just a classical player. He wasn't just a blues player. He wasn't just a rock player. He played modally. He played whatever he felt like playing. And rhythmically, they did interesting things, and I want to talk about it a little bit, that I hadn't even noticed. They were right in front of my face, and I couldn't see them. The one I have is from, I think the video I have is Royal Albert Hall, 1970. It glitches after halfway through, but at least I get part of the gig, LOL. I give an example of what I noticed rhythmically. They do We're Gonna Groove, which is just 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, like we all hear. And that's the best rhythm. That really is the best rhythm. And it doesn't, if you had to have only one rhythm, I would choose that one. But if that's all you do, you sound like you don't know how to do anything else. So when after they do We're Gonna Groove, they go into Babe, I Can't Leave You, Babe, or something like that. And that slows down to a 12/8 groove where it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or more technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like 4/4, but slowed down, but it's 12/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't quit you, babe, even if it's the last thing, whatever. And that's so cool. And that rhythmic change is why the music sounded different when it went from the before we're gonna groove, we're gonna groove, we're gonna groove, love, love to the end of breakup day. And then it's 1, 2, 3, I can't quit you, babe, babe. And it just goes over your head if you're not either musically educated or aware of what you're hearing. And it didn't go over my head this time. I heard it, and I noticed that interplay between 1, 2, 3, 4, which is called simple rhythms, where you're just playing, you're not playing groups of 3, and then compound rhythms where you are playing groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If once you catch on to that, everything kind of makes sense, and you don't have to follow it exactly at that point. You don't have to go, well, he did a 9 or an 8, but you get the concept. It's the play between the faster beats that are just simple bit rhythms and the slower things that are compound rhythms and groups of 3, and usually 12/8, 9/8, 6/8, that kind of thing, even 15/8 for all I know. And that encapsulated the rest of the magic of Led Zeppelin I was totally missing for 30 years. Just hearing the rhythmic thing that they do. And they don't announce it because they want to keep it like a secret of trade or something, or they want you to not know, so it keeps the mystery up. But me, I just listen to it, and when I hear something and figure something out, I just tell you guys. But I also play it in my music, But that's the magic, is when you can go between compound rhythms and simple rhythms. And that just eluded me forever until I started experimenting with my breathing, and I know, and the breathing thing made me think of rhythm, but breathing is in and out. It's kind of like up and down, downbeat, upbeat, upbeat, downbeat. It's pace. It's do I breathe in 3/4 time? Do I breathe in 12/8 time? Which is interestingly 3/4 time and 12/8 time are related, because sometimes waltzes can feel like compound signatures because they are 3/4 time. And that 1, 2, 3, like Christmas songs, one, jingle bells, jingle 2, 1, 2, 3, jingle all the way. But that's not really compound. It's simple, but it's 3/4. But if you do it like Led Zeppelin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You're emphasizing the longer structure of the beat, not just the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's a fine line there. I'm not gonna leave you, baby. Different from 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, jingle all the way. Just a little difference there, but it's there, And those intricacies are what Led Zeppelin played with us with, and kind of dicked with our heads and made us go crazy and made us think they're great. And when you realize what it is, you can do it too. It's kind of like that kind of thing. Like once I realized what they were doing, it was a small step. And next thing you know, I did a video. That video was mainly to show, well, first of all, it was to show some rhythm, that rhythm breakthrough I just had. I don't know if it's a breakthrough or not. You guys, everything's a breakthrough to me. So whatever you want to call it, the insight about rhythm, combined with another recent thing I had just developed is I finally progressed to understand on the tones part of music. I finally got my head around Phrygian mode, which is like one of the last modes that I hadn't got my head around. It was Phrygian mode, and I just got my head around it like yesterday or something, whatever day it was, a couple days ago. Oh, Phrygian mode, and I got that from YYZ, doing Rush YYZ. Thank you, Alex Lifeson. That's not his real name, but that's a cool name. This was Alex Jozanovic or something like that in real life. But that got me understanding Phrygian mode. And then once I understood Phrygian mode, that was like one of the last modes I haven't really got my head around. It's just different than all the others. You can know all of them, or you can know only Phrygian. It's hard to know both. And I know the rest, and finally I learned Phrygian. Now I kind of know both. I kind of know Phrygian and all the others. So that piece that I just did was also to express modal understanding. I don't want to just play classical where it's always harmonic minor, melodic minor, major scale. That's boring too. Not boring, but it can be limiting. I want to play Lydian, Phrygian dominant, Aeolian, Dorian, Ionian, Mixolydian, Dorian. That music has so many possibilities, just as far as the notes as well as the rhythms, the notes. And once I got my head around Phrygian mode, it all opened up, And I got that from YYZ. Something, in front of that's funny that rhythm is also important in YYZ, because I'll talk about that in a second. You guys want to hear it? But yeah, getting Phrygian mode, getting my head around Phrygian mode. That it's all or nothing with modes, kind of, at least to me. If you don't know all the modes, you can't do any of them. But once you know the last one, you know them all, you can do them all. If I wasn't able to do Phrygian mode, I wasn't able to really do modal stuff. I would just play out all the modes one at a time and just get stuck in ruts. But once I got Phrygian mode under my belt, and then freshen up on Aeolian mode, because it's related to Phrygian, and then only mode left really is Locrian, but that's not as important as the rest, and it's not even that hard really. Just a Phrygian with a flat 5, no big deal. Phrygian is the key. If you can get Phrygian down, the rest, sharp to 2, you get Aeolian, flat to 5, you get Locrian. Phrygian's important. It's like it's that sucker that's right in your face, but you don't get it because you're too close to it, or just don't, you're working on everything else. I don't know, but I got Phrygian down. And then I want to talk about rhythms, and I want to talk about the notes again. Which should I do first? Let's do the rhythm first. I want to do the rhythm of YYZ. We'll talk about that. I learned it by ear. I mean, how else do you learn it? But the rhythm by ear almost daunted me, because I almost couldn't do it. But I said, no, I'm going to do this sucker. It's only after the fact that I Googled what is the Morse code for Y and what is the Morse code for Z that I figured out that I could have done it easier that way. But I learned it by the hard way first. The Morse code for Y, YYZ is a code for the Toronto something airport, Toronto Pearson Airport or something. It's something Canadian. I don't relate to it, but whatever. It's cool. Anyway, YYZ. Y is dash dot dash dash. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dash is long, dot is short. Dash dot dash dash. Dun 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 dun. And then there's two Y, so dun 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 dun. He does Z wrong, but it fits in the musical context because Z is really dash dash dot dot. Dun 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 dun. So it should be dun 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 dun. But he doesn't quite do it that way. I hear it. I've heard it first before I thought of any of this Google stuff. He does it like this. Dun 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 dun. He does dash dash dot dot dot. He does a triplet for the dots. It sounds good, but it's not really Z technically anymore. And then he changes up even again, because at the second time around he does YYZ again. So then he goes down to dun to dun 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 to dun 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 dun. That time he only goes dash dot dot dot. So that's really not Z, because Z is dash dash dash. Z is dash dash dot dot. He does his first Z as dash dash dot dot dot. Second Z as dash dot dot dot. He messes it up, but hey, it works. It sounds good. So all together you get dun 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 dun. I heard all that just from his symbol, and then I later realized what he was doing was YYZ. What Google what is the Morse code for Y and Z. So dun 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 dun. Well, really, if it was if it were YYZ, literally, it should be dun 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 dun. That's a little boring, so he just spices it up. That's how Neil does it with a little symbol. And then Alex comes in, the band comes in. That song's not hard, but it's just weird, and weird is hard. And the rhythm is, you guys can hear it. You know that it's the YYZ. That's the tricky part. It took me like half an hour, maybe 40 or so, just to get that part I just showed you. Just the symbol part at the beginning took me half an hour plus maybe, just to get that. And then I was already like fatigued a little bit, not fatigued, but I'd already spent some energy, so I didn't have as much energy for the rest of the song because a lot of energy went just to that, and then learning the song, and I goofed it a little bit, but then I did a second take, which I think is better, but sometimes the first take sounds raw and just more energy, but I goofed it up a lot. So anyway, now back to the notes. I figured out some things about modes and stuff in music. I just thought I should rant about. I just want to rant about it. Modes are like a spectrum, like a rainbow of flats and sharps. Like you got the reds, which are flat, you got the greens and yellows, which are medium, and then you got the purples and blues, which are sharp. I look at it that way, kind of. And there's those three categories. So with the flat modes is Aeolian, Phrygian, and Locrian, and they tend to be for heavy metal, classical shredding, neoclassical, heavy metal shred, which is limiting, but it has a place. And funny thing about those modes, all I want to say is that they're more minor stuff because it's a flatter modes, Phrygian, Locrian, and Aeolian. A lot of times they sharpen a note to make it stand out or make it be less dull or more interesting. For instance, sometimes it's Phrygian dominant, which has a major third, even though it's Phrygian, or sometimes Aeolian has a major seventh, which is actually harmonic minor instead of Aeolian. But it's still the flattish side of things. And usually you have, I don't know, just do whatever you want with it. You can have heavy metal, turn up loud, distortion, usually not swung. It's usually not dun, 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 dun. It's usually straight dun, dun, dun rhythms, but whatever. And then there's the medium modes, which is really the meat of music to me, is the rock modes, Mixolydian and Dorian. sometimes Aeolian, but a lot of mixolydian and Dorian, where it's down, down, down. I mean, you know, it's rock and roll. You know, just pick a rock song. Funky. I'm doing there is walk this way. Just mixolydian Dorian, middle of the road, not flat, not sharp. A lot of major and minor mixed together because it's not flat or sharp, and a lot of swung, dun 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 dun, you know, and that's your main rock and roll. And then on the sharp side, you have Lydian, your sharp mode is Lydian and Ionian, major scale and even major scale with the raised 4. And you usually don't flat those because you like the majorness of it. I said in one video that you flat the Lydian, but you can, but usually it just stands out on its own. And that's a lot of jazzy, fusionish, maybe boring Rantz Welk music too, but yet majestic and nice and happy and spaced out, and Superman's flying and all that kind of stuff. And that's got a place too. It's not straight ahead rock and roll, but it's got a place. The Star Spangled Banner, for instance, is major key, Ionian mode, major key, but it has a Lydian flavor to it because there's a Lydian phrase in it. It only comes from Lydian mode. You can't get that from a major scale. It's a Lydian. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. There's a Lydian note in there somewhere if I sang it right. It's just happy, you know, almost Christmas songish sometimes, but it can be rock and roll. Look at Frank Zappa, Jazz from Hell type of thing. You know, it's just a lot of Ionian and Lydian, but he rocked it. You know, and do some weird rhythmic stuff too if you want, jazzy stuff. You know. And I like that has a place too. So you got the flat minor stuff for heavy metal. You got those sharp, jazzier, pretty stuff. And then right in the middle is rock and roll. And most of us do right in the middle. But if you really want to know it all, do the flats, the sharps, and the middle. Don't just do rock and roll. You're going to be Joe Perry. Well, he's great, but what else does he do? Do the flat stuff, be Yngwie, do the sharp stuff, be Steve Vai, Frank Zappa, whatever. And then do the middle stuff and be Jimmy Page. And just do it all. Mix it all together and do all of it. Love you guys. Peace, love, and rock and roll.